Do you ever lay awake at night wondering if your private desires are normal, or perhaps you feel a nagging sense of anxiety that you're not experiencing intimacy the way a typical American man should? Today, we're going to shatter the myths. I'm pulling back the curtain on the largest, most comprehensive study ever conducted on the private lives of Americans. What we found isn't just surprising, it's a roadmap to understanding your own biological drive. I'm Dr. Christine Rodriguez, and welcome back to the Men's Vitality Hub. As a specialist in longevity and hormonal health, I see men every day who carry a heavy burden of normality anxiety. They think they are the only ones with certain curiosities or struggles. But the data from over 2,000 adults tells a different story. It tells a story of a nation that is exploring, evolving, and far more diverse in its desires than the media leads you to believe. Today, we are counting down the top 10 activities Americans are actually engaging in, but I want to give you a warning. Number 9 and number 10 are going to challenge everything you thought you knew about traditional intimacy. These two activities are skyrocketing in popularity, and understanding the why behind them could be the key to unlocking a new level of connection in your relationship. Still with me? That shows you're serious about your vitality. Let's dive into the data, starting with the foundation of it all. 1. Traditional intercourse. It should come as no surprise that traditional intercourse remains the taboo one activity, with 88% of men and 91% of women reporting it as their primary form of connection. But why is it so dominant? From a clinical perspective, this isn't just about reproduction. It's about oxytocin, often called the bonding hormone. During this act, the brain releases a flood of chemicals that lower cortisol and strengthen the emotional glue between partners. However, for men over 50, this activity can often become a source of stress if performance isn't what it used to be. The key isn't to force it. It's to understand that the biological goal is connection, not just a physical finish line. 2. The prostate safety valve. This is the one topic most men are hesitant to discuss, yet over 80% of Americans engage in it. In fact, 64% of men reported doing so in the last month alone. As a doctor, I want to remove the shame from this conversation. Biologically, regular release is vital for prostate health. It helps clear out seminal fluids and reduces the risk of congestion within the gland. Psychologically, it's a tool for stress management. It's the one time you are completely in tune with your own body's signals without the pressure of a partner's expectations. If you felt guilt about this, realize that you are simply maintaining your biological machinery. 3. Oral intimacy. More than 80% of Americans engage in giving or receiving oral pleasure. This isn't just about the physical sensation, it's about the psychology of generosity. In my practice, I find that couples who prioritize this often have higher levels of relationship satisfaction. Why? Because it requires a deep level of trust and focus on the partner's needs. However, from a urological standpoint, I must remind you, protection still matters. Many men ignore the risk of HPV or other infections in this context. Intimacy is best when it's both adventurous and safe. 4. Watching adult content. This is a controversial one. 82% of men and 60% of women admit to watching adult content. While it can be a tool for arousal, as a specialist, I see the dark side of this habit every day. When you consume high-intensity visual stimulation daily, you risk rewiring your brain's reward system. You become desensitized to real-life intimacy. This is a primary cause of induced performance anxiety. If you find yourself more excited by a screen than by the person standing in front of you, your dopamine receptors may need a reset. Moderation is the clinical gold standard here. 5. Special clothing and lingerie. You might think this is only for movies, but 75% of women and 26% of men use special clothing to enhance the experience. Humans are visual creatures, especially men. When you or your partner introduce a new visual element, the brain releases dopamine associated with novelty. This breaks the habituation effect, the boredom that can settle into long-term relationships. It's a simple, low-risk way to signal to your brain that something special is happening, which naturally boosts arousal. Intimate digital communication. 65% of men admit to sending or receiving suggestive photos or messages. We live in a digital age, and the thrill of the forbidden is a powerful aphrodisiac. Biologically, this creates anticipatory arousal. Your brain starts the warm-up process hours before you actually see your partner. However, I always warn my patients about the digital footprint. The stress of a leaked photo can actually cause long-term performance issues. If you engage in this, be smart, protect your identity, and keep it between trusted partners. 7. Erotic literature. Over 57% of Americans use stories to spark desire. While men are often visual, many are finding that the theater of the mind is more powerful than any video. Your brain is your largest sexual organ. Reading allows you to explore fantasies in a controlled, safe environment. For many of my older patients, I recommend reading together. It opens up a dialogue about desires that might be too awkward to say out loud, creating a bridge to deeper physical connection. 8. Adventurous locations. 43% of people have stepped outside the bedroom into adventurous or semi-public locations. Why do we do this? Because adrenaline and arousal are cousins. When your heart rate increases due to the risk of being caught, your body releases norepinephrine. This chemical mimics the physical state of high arousal. It's a biological shortcut to intensity. Just remember, the legal risks are real. You want to boost your vitality, not your legal fees. Number 9. Anal intimacy. Here is the first shocker. 43% of men and 30% of women have explored this activity. For years, this was a taboo subject, but the data shows it is becoming mainstream. Biologically, for men, this is directly linked to prostate stimulation. The prostate is often called the male G-spot because it is packed with thousands of nerve endings. Many men discover that stimulating this area can lead to more intense physical experiences and better pelvic blood flow. However, it requires extreme care, high-quality lubrication, and absolute communication to ensure it remains a healthy, safe experience. 10. Playful impact and spanking. Finally, the biggest shocker of the study. 30% of Americans engage in playful impact or spanking. This has nothing to do with pain and everything to do with endorphins. When the skin is stimulated through impact, the brain releases natural painkillers called endorphins, followed by a rush of adrenaline. This combination creates a heightened state of sensory awareness. For many couples, this is a way to wake up the nervous system and add a layer of playfulness to their bond. It's about trust and the safe exploration of power dynamics, proving that American intimacy is becoming more adventurous and communicative than ever before. Now that we've unmasked the reality of American intimacy, what does this mean for you? It means you are not alone. Whether you stick to the traditional or explore the shocking, the goal is the same: vitality. Step 1. The communication audit. Tonight, ask your partner one simple question. Is there something new you've been curious about? Removing the shame barrier is the fastest way to boost your testosterone and your connection. Step 2. Prioritize pelvic health. Whether it's through regular release, movement, or proper hydration, your physical machinery needs maintenance to support these activities. Your age does not define your passion. Your curiosity does. Don't let the myth of normal rob you of the vibrant life you deserve. If this breakdown helped you feel more confident and informed, please hit that like button. Subscribe to the Men's Vitality Hub and hit the bell icon. We are here to talk about the things no one else will, with the clinical honesty you deserve. Your vitality is your responsibility. Take charge of it today. I'll see you in the next one.